Okay, so you're sick of painting. What the f? Okay, so you're oh, wait. Okay, so you're sick of painting blue Space Marines, and it's time to paint. I've just forgotten. I've forgotten all of the words. Okay, so you're sick of painting blue Space Marines, and it's time to come up with something new. What do you do? Where do you go? And how do you start? I will tell you right now. Hey, I'm Alex, and I paint tiny things. Warhammer and other miniature games often have box art which prescribes a certain colour scheme, and in the case of games with deep lore like Warhammer, that colour scheme is often tied to factions, names, and particular parts of the lore itself. And there's nothing wrong with painting your minis the same as the box art. In fact, when you're starting out, it's often a good way to learn when there's a reference. However, as a designer by day and generally creative person, I'm often keen to paint my own schemes, so where do my colour schemes come from? Well, I find inspiration all over the place, but there are a few key areas. I keep a digital folder on Dropbox of inspiration, usually colour palettes I come across, but generally anything where I like the colours. I'll save the image and I'll tuck it away in my inspiration folder, and then when I want to find something, I'll go and check that out. Quite often, I'll then throw some images onto a board in an app called Pure Ref, so that I can have that on my screen in front of me while I paint. I have a growing library of art books, whether that's Warhammer art books or books from illustrators, photographers, collections of mech concept art, books on painting colour itself, or books from computer games or films. Many of these have really solid inspiration in them for colour schemes.
Like and subscribe, it's free and helps me. Like and subscribe, you're absolute legend.
My first Space Marine army was based on a colour scheme that I used on the Dreadnought. It was the first miniature that I painted from that army, and I loved the game Titanfall 2, so the BT-7274 mech you end up piloting in that game was my inspiration for that scheme, and it grew to the whole army as I painted more. I often look at other people's miniature painting, and when I come across something I really like, I'll often ask them for the painting recipe so that I can consider it in future. Usually that's on Instagram, and a quick bookmark will help me recall these when I need to. Provided you're not ripping the artist off completely, I don't see any issues with using a similar colour scheme on a different army. Many people learn to paint by copying others until they develop their own style. This is one many people will probably mention, but looking at real things, or images of real things, from the world that we live in can be inspiring enough to prompt a colour scheme. It's as simple as looking for them. You'd be surprised how many colours start appearing when you really look at something. Perhaps this is a super obvious one, but if there's a colour you like using or a paint you like the hue of, then why not use that as a basis for your colour scheme? You can always crack out a colour wheel and build a scheme, or have a Google for colours that go with X. So this is yet to be a big source of inspiration for me, but there's no reason you can't ask an AI image generator to come up with some possible colour schemes based on whatever you like. There's a good chance it'll be able to give you something pretty solid. I'm not professing my love for AI here, but it's a potential source that you can use to your benefit. So that's it really. Those are my inspiration sources, basically everything that exists. The harder part is translating your inspiration into a scheme that makes sense, using the right paints to achieve the effect that you're looking to go for, and knowing the right ratios of one colour to another to really make it work. But that, my friends, is a whole other video. One that you'll see if you subscribe to the channel. But we won't. We've done that. We've done that. We've been there.